Right. All right. Live on everywhere. What's up, guys? Welcome to Titan Talk Tuesday with me, John, CEO of Titan Medical Center. Happy to join you guys. I'm actually on vacation with the family right now. We went to Turks and Caicos for Christmas, so I'm actually out of the country. But I cannot miss these lives with you guys. So we got to get into it. So I'm waiting for everybody to get in, and at that point, we're going to start checking things out of what is going on. So at that point, man, we could talk about some great different things. First of all, I want to talk about some of the great specials that Titan Medical Center has going on right now. One is the blood work special. So for males, it's 130 instead of 200. And for the females, it's 200 instead of 300. And people ask me all the time, especially females, why is it more expensive for female testing? And there's more hormone tests on the female panel than on the male panel, and that's why it's more expensive. Now, that's one aspect, the blood work special. You guys might have heard the blood work special here or there a couple times throughout the year. But you hardly ever hear of this next special that we do. And right now, the special is $25 visits. You have to book it by Friday. It could be in the future. But right now, instead of $100 for a weight loss visit or $150 for a hormone replacement therapy visit or peptide visit, $25. I wanted to do this so you guys can get a good jump on New Year's resolutions. You had no problems. Like, all right, listen, $25 is a lot cheaper than $100, $150. A lot cheaper, right? So why not take advantage of it now? You have no excuse. I wanted people, because listen, I know it's the holidays. I know people who spend money for gifts and all these different things. So I want to try to help you guys out so you guys can really get a lot of bang for the buck. And I did the two biggest things I think that people really can take advantage of and get a lot out of. One, the blood work. So if you were wondering, hey, listen, I wonder how my hormones are. I've not been feeling good. I've always wanted to check this. Then at that point, you have no reason. Boom, you can check your blood work. And if you just want the results and you don't want to see a provider, awesome. But now with a $25 visit, hey, listen, you did the blood work. There's things wrong on it. Instead of paying $150 for that visit, you're going to get it for $25. I mean, there's nobody out there that's giving you a $25 visit and spending with the medical provider at least 30 to 45 minutes in your consultation. Okay. Our providers are going to do that for you. Right. So I'm losing money with the providers just seeing each patient. I don't care. I want to give back to you guys. I want to get you guys going. I want 2024 to be the best year for everybody out there. So at that point, this includes all of you guys, whether it's girls, guys, you want peptides, you want weight loss, you want hormone replacement therapy, you want libido enhancers, you want some glutathione for your liver functions or just to feel better. Listen, guys, I got your back. I'm trying to help you guys out. Get it. Because you only need a visit, especially for like hormones, it's once every 6 months. So every 6 months, you'll do a visit, right? And blood work. For peptides or weight loss or nothing that requires blood work, one visit a year. So you can pay the $25 and be able to order all year long from Titan Medical Center as long as it's not hormone replacement therapy. So whether it's Hercules Potion, Titan Complete, ECAs, Titan Serenity, IGF-1 therapies. Well, IGF-1, you're going to need 2 blood tests, excuse me. CJC 1295 and Ipirellin, MK677. All these different therapies you can get without blood work. But you do have to see the medical provider. That's why I made $25 visits till the end of the year. You can call, you can book up. If you are a patient, you're saying, well, that doesn't really help me. It really does, because you'll need a new visit in the beginning of the year or next year, and the $25 will cover that visit. You can put it in your account as a credit for the visit, so you guys will get it when it's needed. So at that point, blood work is discounted, $130, and these are full panels. So if you guys are coming in, you've never seen Titan Medical Center before, and I'm talking about full blood panels, and you're thinking, well, I can go to my general practitioner and I get a full panel there. No, I'm talking about a full in-depth blood panel with not just liver functions, kidney functions, your cholesterol, and blood cell counts. I'm talking about full hormone panels, free and total testosterone, estradiol panels, progesterone, IGF-1 panels, which are growth hormone levels, B12 panels. And you get, as a guide, PSA, you get the CMP, which is a comprehensive metabolic panel. So your liver, your kidneys, your electrolytes, complete blood cell counts in there, full cholesterol panel, plus a full thyroid panel. A lot of people don't know if their thyroid is good or not. Why not check all these things through blood work to know exactly what is going on in your blood and how you could possibly fix it? We can help you out with both things here. So at that point, it's really up to you, just taking the first step and calling or texting 727-389-3220 and taking advantage of the full blood work in-depth panels and a $25 medical provider visit. And Fishing said, Guido, I'm not a Guido, guys. A lot of people think I'm Italian from New York. I'm a Greek from Chicago. So I guess we're both Mediterranean. So if you want to call me a Guido, it is what it is. But I'm very educated as far as that light, and I'll help you guys along the way. If you guys are looking to perform better, look better, and be your best. You know, right? Titan Medical Center has been around for 11 and a half years now. So at that point, you can go check it out. You can check out some of our page and see some of the different results from people. And if you're looking for results, it's totally up to you guys. The ball is in your court. And right now, there's really like no excuse for anybody out there to be overweight, right? Or not feel their best, because now you have options. Before, there wasn't many options, and the diet fads and the weight loss things and the yo-yo diets, those are all out the door. We have things that are guaranteed to work. Okay, that's what they're made to do. So weight loss medications, man. I mean, come on. If you guys are looking for the best in some of these different things, like semaglutide, tirzepatide. And if you don't know how these things work, and there's so many people that are taking advantage of these great therapies and medications out there, but there's a lot of people that are not taking advantage of these therapies and weight loss medications out there. And it's right for you guys. Now, some of these weight loss therapy medications can kind of be expensive. So when we talk about semaglutide or tirzepatide, some places out there, I see them selling these medications for $1,000, $1,500, and up. Now, even with Ozempic out there, I was reading an article today, and this should have been one of my topics, but it wasn't. There's an article now out there that says the FDA is warning because now there's counterfeit Ozempic that's in the marketplace, in our supply chain. That means possibly in a CVS, possibly a Walgreens, or possibly at your pharmacy, right? And they actually put out the lot numbers to look for that you do not want to use. And listen, with any great thing out there, there's going to be counterfeits, and you want to make sure that you're getting your medication from a real life pharmacy, knows what's going on. But even in this circumstance, there was something that got in our supply chain where you might not be getting the right medications. Now, the best thing I do is we use compounded semaglutide, tirzepatide, and there's batch reports on that batch. So we know what you're going to get. We know it's going to be the right thing. And at that point, you guys are going to get the right medication, the right dosage and concentration levels. And that's key, right? That's really key, knowing what you're injecting in your body. All right. So at that point, those are going to be game changers, especially for weight loss. AOD 9604 is another great one for weight loss. Now, AOD, semaglutide, tirzepatide, none of these have stimulants in them. So they're good for people that might have cardiovascular problems or high blood pressure or cannot take stimulants, right? So these can be catered to those people. Now, if you can take stimulants and you want more energy and you want that go, we have our ECA Stack Plus. Now, with the ECA Stack Plus, you can combine these with the other therapies, and you can combine the other therapies with each other. There's a lot of different therapies that you can combine or stack together that are going to expedite possibly some of the results that you're getting or that you're going to get. So at that point, if you're looking for something that might really rev the engine up or might take you, to an expedited level as far as results, just let our staff know. And when you go through the visit with our medical consultation, you'll be able to talk to the provider and say, hey, listen, these are the goals that I'm trying to achieve. What do you think the best therapies are going to be for me? And they're going to go over your health history, your family health history, your symptoms, and what you're feeling to really come up with a personalized regimen for you. And I think that's key for everybody out there. Everybody wants a personalized regimen. Nobody wants to be just a number, and just get a cookie cutter type thing for everybody that goes around. We're not going to do that. So at that point, you guys can understand that. Is it better to take TRT twice a week or once a week? So when we talk about TRT, I'm thinking you're talking about testosterone, obviously testosterone replacement therapy. It's better to split your dose. The reason is because a lot of practitioners out there, like general practitioners and stuff like that, would have a patient inject once a week or maybe even once every 2 weeks, but what happens is when they inject the first time, the one time a week, let's say you inject on Monday. By Friday, you're probably going to be dipping down a little bit, and you're like, and you're going to be waiting for that next shot on next Monday. And then you're going to go up, and you're going to go back down, up and back down. When you split your dose, what's going to happen is you're going to go up, and you're going to stay up because you're splitting the dose, and it's being more consistent as far as the levels. So it's always better, to split your dose. There's some people out there that they don't like to, inject. I understand that, and that's why they like to do it once a week. But the most optimal way to get your levels even keel and stay that way is to inject twice a week. So that would be the answer to your question. Great question across the board. I love them. Keep coming at me with these questions, guys. I really do, man. I love to talk to you guys. Big shout out to everybody that's on TikTok, A Wizzle, the Hall family, Jackie O, MZMZ, Derek Morrison. What's going on, Mr. Hef? Joey Chicago in the house, Kay, Vanilla Gorilla in the house, Drew, and then we got everybody on Instagram, Marlon. We are Promotions Tampa Bay. Big shout out to Tampa locals up on here. Richard List, I called and was told I can't pay age. Richard, let me see what's going on with this because I don't get the comment. Nessia, I want to lose 40 pounds. What's the best option? Great question, Nessia. So if you're wanting to lose a good amount of weight, 20, 30, 40 pounds, or even more, you're going to want to go with semaglutide or tirzepatide. These are going to be game changers for your weight loss goals that you're trying to achieve as far as helping you relieve the hunger. You know, you get that cravings all the time. You got to eat. This is going to hit a part of your brain that's going to turn that off. So you're not going to want to eat as much, right? This is going to help you pick better food sources, right? And better food to eat, hopefully. That's what it's all about. The next thing is it's going to help as far as slow down the digestion. So it's going to make you stay fuller longer. It's also going to release micronutrients evenly throughout the body, not spiking blood sugar levels and actually controlling blood sugar levels a lot better. Plus, it could actually reverse insulin resistance that could happen to people that are pre-diabetic. Okay, so great questions. Keep them coming. The real Nick Dropoulos, Kamar, what's going on, brother? Danine Dave, how you doing, bro? Jason Phillips, I've tried semaglutide, didn't work. Okay, so if it didn't work, the dose. Was it high enough? Because with semaglutide, you have to tier up in the dose. And if it's not working at one dose, you need to go to a higher dose. But let's say semaglutide is not going to do good for you. Tirzepatide is going to do a lot better. It's the big bad brother of semaglutide. As far as semaglutide has one active ingredient, GLP. Tirzepatide has two active ingredients, GLP and GIP. So, you know, it's hitting two parts of the brain as far as that goes. So that will definitely work out for you, Nessia. I promise. One or the other. Either you go higher in dose of semaglutide, but if you're like, listen, I already gave this a try. I don't want to go again with this. Tirzepatide. But you let our staff know if you're going to do this that you did do semaglutide, and that way the medical provider can prescribe a perfect dose for you, because even doses of these medications, they're not cookie cutter. Well, there are cookie cutter things out there that pharmacies are pushing out for patients, but that's not the way to be. And some people might need more of a dose or less of a dose. And this is something that we need to, personalize with the patient and make sure everything is good. Revolution Apparel. I know there's a lot of conflicting info. Aspirate or not for intramuscular injections? Okay, great question. So we asked, should you aspirate for intramuscular injections? So before olden days, yes, they have it in textbook that you're supposed to aspirate. And what that means, if people don't know what that means, it means when you inject your needle, you have a little bit and then you push in. You basically check to see if you have any blood or you've hit a vein. Now, real world today, textbook, you do not need to aspirate for intramuscular injections. If you do, there might be some out there that you might need to, but at that point, with testosterone and all that, you do not need to aspirate. So there is the answer to your question, and you can look it up nowadays. It's textbook. You don't need to aspirate for intramuscular injection. All right. Fez Hussein said, what up, John? Shout out to Titan. I've been a patient there for 3 years and loving it. Fez Hussein on TikTok. I appreciate you so much, dude. Thank you. And I'm glad that we're able to take care of you. And man, it warms my heart to see patients that have been with us for this long. I have patients that have been with us for 11 years from the start. So, it's just a big compliment to our staff, to what we're doing, and to you as a patient. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Rebart, would you say it? You can do that. If they tell you no, Richard, you tell them John said that I could do it. Okay. But you got to book this week. So that means you call before Friday and you say, I need to get an appointment. Now they can either book you this week or they say, sorry, Richard, we're booked up for this week. Then you say, John said that I can book for next week or one of these appointment slots for $25. I'm going to offer it, and I'm going to make sure that everybody can take advantage of it. It's not just for new patients. This is for old patients too. I'm not just going to leave the old patients out in the wind. They've been loyal to Titan Medical Center. They're going to get to take advantage of the deals just like a new person coming in. That's the fair way and the right way to be about it. If anything, I should give my older patients maybe even more. But I think $25 is pretty cheap, guys. All right. So Red Bar Junkie said, I'm 52. I've been on HGH for 7 months. 3 I use daily for anti-aging. Is that too much? So the real question is, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. When we start talking about HGH or growth hormone, I want to talk about one thing. Is it real? Did it come from a real pharmacy and prescribed? That's one. Two, we really want we want to do a blood test to check. Now, you don't have to do a full blood panel, but I would definitely check IGF-1 levels. And that'll tell you how much is converting. And that'll say, hey, listen, where you're at on the scale. And at that point, you can see if it's too much or not. Usually, people do 2 IUs in the morning, 2 IUs at night. It just really depends. There's a lot of information out there. 1 IU can work. It just really depends on you. At 52 years old, I don't think that's going to be crazy amount as far as that goes. If you're not getting any negative side effects, like, you're not holding water, right? At that point, you're not getting like carpal tunnel syndrome or numbness of the fingers or hands all the time, then you should be good. Now, listen, I'm not the provider. I'm not telling you to take that medication, but I am telling you what to look for. And at that point, how you can blood test to see, listen, is this really good stuff? If it's not prescribed and coming from a real life pharmacy. But even if it is, you want to do the blood test to see where it's at. And hopefully you did a blood test beforehand to see where the baseline of your IGF-1 was at. So did you go up? Did you go down? Where you been? Where you going? You want to know this information for sure. All right, what else we got on here? I love all the questions. What's going on, everybody? Yes, I'm due for my 6 months, so paid for blood work, but we'll draw blood next week and wanted to also pay for the visit if possible. Yes, Richard, you can definitely pay for the visit as far as that goes. Like I said, if you have problems with that, you let me know, or you tell them John said so, and they can check with me in Turks and Caicos. All right? All right. Next question. I'm 55. I got some good ones on TikTok. I'm 55 and I'm a type 2 diabetic. Can you help me get right? I live in Tampa. Fiesta. 1,000,000%. Work with a ton of type 2 diabetic patients, excuse me. And we can definitely get you right, definitely get you feeling better. And if you're in Tampa, you can come to the office and see us, which is going to be even better. Listen, we provide a hell of a service via telemedicine nationwide. A hell of a service. Nobody even can touch us. I'll go out on a limb and say that because I'm very confident saying I think we go way far above and beyond than any other clinic out there. And I know pretty much everybody that's out there. I've been in this game a lot longer than 90% of them. Okay? And what I can say is that if you come in the office, it's even more personalized care. You're there. We can touch you. I can say hi to you. You can take a picture. We can do hands-on stuff. So I think that's going to be a great way to attack things for sure. All right. Do you guys provide a nutrition list along with weight loss dose? So a nutrition list, we can tell you some of the basic things to eat. Now, we're not dietitians, okay? We're not nutritionists. Well, I'm not going to say we are, but we can point in the right directions. Now, even my providers, everybody at Titan Medical Center pretty much lives the Titan Medical Center lifestyle. What do I mean by that? They're all healthy. They eat pretty good. They all exercise. So at that point, our providers can give you a list of some of the good foods you should eat. It's not too hard, though. You want to stay with lean foods, right? Now, with semaglutide or tirzepatide, hopefully, the hunger is going to come down and you can start picking some of these easier foods. Now, if you say this to me, you can't provide a nutrition list. Like I said, we're not nutritionists or dietitians. We can give you some patterns to go off of and what to do, but I'm not going to lay it out as far as this is the plan. I'm going to give you some guidelines. Now, there are nutritionists out there, dietitians that can possibly do that. And I'm looking to do that in the future with your blood work. Go right along with blood work, cholesterol, and all this stuff, and make a plan for you guys. But it's not happening right now. Looking like a total boss, John. I appreciate that. Thanks, guys. Big shout out. Color Girl, John Fredis, Chris Mixa, Seth Moore, Willing to Give, Nicholas, the Greek God. I like that, bro. Thank you. If you took clomiphene 25 milligrams twice a week, how long would it take to boost testosterone? 25 million. Listen, the way enclomiphene works is it's by the capsule or pill. So when you take it, it's going to start raising levels that day. If you take it twice a week, it should raise the levels and it should keep them somewhere decent. But taking it every other day per se or every day is probably going to be a better bet as far as keeping the testosterone level even keel right across the board, right? But it really depends. It really depends on what you're doing. Now, YG, you've been with us. I think you're still with us. So whatever the providers are doing for you and it's working, if it is working, let's stay with that program. If it's not working, we need to look at it. We need to tweak it. We need to go with something else. What's the price for ATG and semaglutide? So ATG is usually going for around $300 for a 10,000 IU vial. That's commercial brand. Now, there are some compounded ATG from a pharmacy that's producing it now. So it will be a little bit more inexpensive, probably like $250 for 12,000 IUs. So you're getting 2,000 IUs more. For semaglutide, it's $550 for a 10-week therapy package, and that can go all the way up to higher doses. If it gets too high, though, you might need to get two of the packages, and we have those two as well. But these will be very, very high doses if you have to do that. Best thing to do is call or text 727-389-3220, and let's go through that. So, YG Lee, you're with us, right? So, are you feeling good? And is the provider telling you to take it 2 times a week? Let me know. SoFlo Sherry, how you doing? Ibrahim, what's going on? All right, so on TikTok, we got some more questions. Mike Thayer said, ATG, Pregnol, or enclomiphene. So Pregnol and ATG, the exact same thing. So you either have ATG or enclomiphene. Now, they both work very well, right? Some people like ATG more, some people like enclomiphene more. You know, if you don't like doing injections and stuff like that, then enclomiphene is going to be a better source. If you're going to do ATG, I liked ATG before. I think it stimulates a little bit more as far as the conversion of testosterone to estrogen than enclomiphene does, but it works very well too. So it really depends on the person, which one that they like better, because they both are going to do add-back therapy as far as stimulating the testes to produce more testosterone and to produce more semen, okay? All right. What's a good dose to take twice a week for TRT? So normally for us, for our patients, they're usually taking 200 to 300 milligrams at very most. Now they can be taking 150 milligrams, but whatever the main dose is, you're going to split that dose. So like I said, if it's 200 milligrams a week, let's say on Monday you take 100 milligrams and on Thursday you take another 100 milligrams. Or if it's 300 milligrams a week, on Monday you're going to take 150 milligrams and you're going to take 150 milligrams on Thursday too as well. So that's how it's going to work. You're going to split the doses. What else we got here? What's on here? Ben B. Musin said, been a Titan patient since 2021. Big shout out to B. Musin. Damn, that's gonna be what? That's gonna be 3 years coming up here soon. Tank, what's going on? What's the price for the fat loss lipo injection? So we have a very, very broad spectrum lipo injection. That's not just lipo and B12. A lot of these people or clinics out there were selling super lipo shots. Now, lipo with B12, all right, great. You're getting 2 components in there. Awesome. And they were charging an outrageous amount of money, right? Call them skinny lipo shots. Well, we have Titan Complete, which has a number of different components, right? Almost 9 different components, I think, or more. And at that point, you're getting the mix shot, you're getting the B12, plus you're getting the branched chain amino acids, the full B complex. You're getting the best. That's going to be $275 for a 30-shot therapy package. Now, that 30-shot therapy package could last you 1 to 2 months, depending on how it's prescribed and how you use it. Okay. What's the best protocol for male fertility? Ooh, this is a good one. Savage Fitness. Okay. So, fertility, and this is a big one across the board. There's a lot of infertility out there. A lot of people worried about being infertile or having children, and especially people that are on hormone replacement therapy or testosterone. So at that point, listen, don't worry. If you're doing things right, the best thing I would say for fertility wise is, one, make sure your testosterone levels are good. So if you blood test and you say my testosterone levels are good for you in total, awesome. But I want to step up my game even more. Then we go with either ATG, right? You could go with enclomiphene. You can also go with follicle stimulating hormone, FSH. We have that in injectable too as well. All 3 of those are going to do very, very well. Different price ranges, though, when we start talking about some of these different things. Now, ATG and clomiphene are going to be around the same amount number. Now, when you start going to FSH, it gets a little bit more expensive, but this is a design specifically to get people pregnant. So at that point, you can utilize FSH. So these are going to be the best things. One, make sure your testosterone level is good. If it's not, you might want to think about hormone replacement therapy. Now you're going to say, well, a lot of doctors or people out there say that I shouldn't be taking hormone replacement therapy because if I take testosterone, it's going to shut down the function of my testicles and I'm not going to produce a lot of semen production. Well, that might be true. But with us, you're going to take add back therapy, which is going to make sure those functions are still going. So one, you're going to have a better testosterone level and better libido. So you're going to want to perform the act more. If you have the add back therapy, you're going to produce a lot more semen production. So at that point, you're going to produce a lot more volume, which is going to help with the multiple times that you're having intercourse to get your partner pregnant. So ACG would be a good one, and clomiphene or FSH, follicle stimulating hormone. And then I see a lot about HMG out there too. I would use these three. HMG can be used too as well, but I think follicle stimulating hormone is a lot better as far as that goes. And then at that point, making sure your testosterone levels are good, and then you're ready to rock and roll. You're on course. You're optimal. You're like a race car ready to go. What brand hair gel? I use glue, so it doesn't move. It's like literally like a helmet. Because like when I went to pool or water and all that, like I have it's like part of the helmet. The wind ain't gonna blow it. I know it ain't gonna get out of place. It is what it is. Is there a testosterone pill that my husband can take while on the hair loss medication keeps? So yeah, I mean, does he want to take a pill, Jackie? Because he's probably on finasteride. And let's talk about finasteride. Finasteride is the worst medication for males to take. A lot of males, it's like a castration drug. Okay, it did on me too as well. There's a percentage of people out there, a lot, that basically, if you take finasteride orally, then you get negative side effects of low libido or libido gone. That means you're not even thinking about it, right? Not mentally and physically, you're not able to get it. So I would do the injections. Listen, I do have an oral solution as far as testosterone too. We have, we have troches, which are sublingual, very easy to take. So we can take that along with the medication. We do have other things though, that might be better than the oral finasteride if he's taking the oral finasteride, because you didn't confirm that yet. But if he is, there's different things out there that we have that can definitely help keep his hair, thicken his hair, and grow his hair without getting and having the problems. Okay. Savage Fitness said, awesome. I'm on Test Deca right now and started taking Clomid, but for some reason, ATG hasn't worked. So, ATG, dose wise, what were you taking? And is this from a real pharmacy? Is this real ATG? Because you're going to want to look at that too. But if it's not working, you might want to look at increasing the dose of ATG that you're doing. I don't know what your dose is. I'm not recommending a dose to you, but at that point, you're going to want to recommend, our providers usually it's like 330 as far as IUs of what a patient would take daily. So at that point, you might want to look into that, see where you're at. And if you need some real ACG or anything like that, you might want to call us and then we can help you out. Okay, so let me talk about the two topics we have today. And listen, if you have questions, just shoot them out to me and, I'll answer them for you guys live for sure. All right, so the first one we're going to talk about today is a pretty crazy one. It's talking about how depression and the future of diagnosis are going to be changed crazy, right? Yes, 3 IUs a day. I would take 3. You're taking 3,000 IUs a day? 3,000 IUs a day is a lot. And that is recommended by some protocols. Now, is it not stimulating semen? Is that what's going on with this? Like, have you done a semen analysis? That's a test where they test mobility, volume, and all that. We can run that test for you too as well. But that's something you need to look at. But, as far as the future of diagnosis here, AI is coming for depression. So at that point, there's some of 25% of us will have depression at least one time in our life. Around 300 million people are currently experiencing depression right now. And depression can come with so many different symptoms out there that a general practitioner really doesn't know everything to look for because it can be so many different things. And a lot of the time, general practitioners overprescribe antidepressants to people. And a lot of people might not need these antidepressants, especially if you have hormone deficiencies like testosterone. That can cause depression. And once you fix testosterone, you don't have depression no more. So there's other things to look at. But with this, they're talking about AI constantly learns looks for trends, looks for different things. And this is what's going to help them diagnose depression. And they said that basically right now that they've been running like different scenarios, and AI has been doing very, very well as far as that goes. Now, depression is such a big thing, guys. The World Health Organization, the WHO, actually have singled the biggest contributor to ill health around the world because of depression. So, depression, like I said, can be hard to spot, right? You might not have motivation like you used to before. You might not feel good about yourself. You might have dark thoughts. You might just be down. You might not sleep enough. You might sleep too much. There's so many different symptoms with depression, and they can be different for each individual out there. So what they found so far is they've been putting the Chat GPT to the test, and they've actually been giving the information from the patient's chart and putting it inside Chat GPT and coming out with a diagnosis plan. Now, here's the thing. Chat GPT, they said, has been working awesome as far as, first they want to do the first treatment ahead of medication is basically the tendency to talk to somebody first, recommends talk therapy instead of giving medications right off the bat. And they said that that's really the way to go because you will see what's going on and it will give you more insight. So ChatGPT, with the information from the patients, is make this diagnosis plans. And they said that basically, that's the first recommended thing to do for depression is to have a talk therapy. And then if the patient needs medication, then the provider can do that. So really, really cool. Now, with depression, this affects different parts of the brain, right? Your brain actually will change the way it looks when you're depressed. And what they've been looking at is MRI scans. And they said MRI scans could be another key to clinically diagnosing depression the right way. Because like I said, right now, there's no test, there's no blood test, there's nothing out there that tells them that you have depression. It's by symptoms and what the provider looks for. There might be little clinical fill in the blank tests that you can take, but like I said, there's nothing set in stone. Well, MRI scans can do complete looks of the brain. And MRI scans, they said, are 80% accurate as far as diagnosing depression. This is really cool stuff. We're using tools to really diagnostically test ourselves to see really what's going on so we can make an educated decision. I love it. Instead of just saying, oh, well, we think it's depression, we're just going to give this medication. That's not right. And that medication can change everything about your life and your lifestyle and how you're acting. You can go from the most vibrant person to the most zombie-like person there is in the room. And I've seen this happen with people on these medications that I haven't seen yet. I was on gear for a while, then I got on TRT back in my 30s. Started taking supplements for some mobility, right? Okay. It's inspiring seeing senior citizens share wisdom with us young guns. Respect the wrinkles. Okay. All right. I'll take it. So at that point, listen, these tools are going to be out here for us to utilize a lot of these different things. So we will be able to accurately diagnose a lot of these different things like depression going forward, which is really cool. Okay. All right. So one more thing. And if you guys don't have any more questions, I am going to sign off because I got to get ready for dinner with the family. All right. So the next one, let's talk about it. So you've got a new weight loss pill that's coming to the market. And it's not semaglutide, not tirzepatide. It's not any medication at all. What is it, John? What is it? What's this new grand found weight loss pill they're going to do? Well, it's actually a pill you're going to swallow, and it's going to vibrate your stomach. And it's going to vibrate your stomach, and it's going to stimulate the nerves to say that your stomach is full. And that's going to help you not be as hungry and hopefully choose better food sources. So at that point, this pill is called Vibes. Okay. And that's what it does. It actually vibrates inside your stomach. And this is going to market here pretty soon because they've been testing it on pigs and it's been working. Now, what they did say was the pigs haven't lost a lot of weight, but they haven't gained as much weight as all the other pigs in the sample. So at that point, if you're taking a pill, they're not gaining weight, but they're not really losing weight either. So they're probably staying the same. Now, what would I say? You know what? Screw the vibrating pill. Take Ozempic, or excuse me, semaglutide, tirzepatide, and you guys are good to go. As far as if you really want weight loss, even for maintenance. I know one girl is taking one shot every 2 weeks because she don't want to lose a whole bunch more weight. She said, I've lost a lot of weight. I'm very happy. I'm just trying to maintain. And like I said, if you choose better nutrition and you choose to exercise and you choose to sleep and drink water and live the Titan lifestyle, you might not need any of these medications. You might be able to do it by yourself. Or you can expedite these things, or even maintenance and keep things going and be optimal all the way around every single day. So that's it, guys. That's the show. I've got some more things. Hold on 1 second. Let me talk about some of the different things because I have my phone, so I can talk about some of these different things. Art put this beautiful poll question together. We got to talk about it. What's the hardest thing about staying on track with your health? 1, 10% said staying active enough. 2, 5% said controlling my eating habits. 35% said finding good supplements. 25% said finding the time to be proactive. 25% said curbing my bad habits. Okay, so there's a couple high ones in here. 2 at 25%, finding the time to be proactive. 25% curbing your bad habits. And 35% said finding good supplements. Okay? 10% said staying active enough. Okay, I understand that. Only 5% of you said controlling your eating habits. So 5% out there, that's it. I don't know. I think if you work more on your eating habits, you might not have to find as many good supplements, right? And if you're looking for good therapies, you need to contact Titan Medical Center. If you're looking at this on the newsletter, you better just call or text us right from the newsletter, okay? All right. Do you own TRT or go through a clinic when not on cycle? Do you own TRT? So I own Titan Medical Center. I never go on cycles. I've never been on, well, since I've been with the 11 and a half years, I don't go on any cycles. I need testosterone. I stay on testosterone, the same dosage consistently. Different things I might add in through the year, different phases, right? If I want to get leaner, I want to get bigger, I might add IGF-1, LR3. I might take OAD 9604. I take ECAs every day. I take Hercules Potion. So I add some of these different therapies that we have in there. I do own Titan Medical Center. I think that HRT or TRT for people that need it are game changers for men and women across the board. As long as it's done properly, monitored properly, I think it's the best way to go, 100%. So not on cycle, never on cycle. I'm always optimal, always want to be optimal, always stay optimal. So that's the best way to do it. All right. But guys, we've got a couple events. Well, the first one, 121 Festival of Speed at Vinoy Park in St. Petersburg, Florida. Bringing on all the Titan rides. And guys, text the number 22828 to Titan Medical so you can get our emailing list. And don't forget, wherever podcasts are at, you guys can hear our podcast. All you have to type in is Titan Lifestyle. You'll get to hear all our podcasts through the years. I promise you, you'll learn something. If you listen, you don't have to watch us. Listen to us on a drive, during your exercising, or wherever you got to go. I appreciate all you guys, and I'll be back next Tuesday with another Titan Talk Tuesday with me, John, CEO of Titan Medical Center. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. And if I don't see you for the new year, have a hell of a new year, and I'll